Capricorn, welcome to your weekly Sidereal forecast for June 22nd through the 28th. My name is Athen. So let's have a look. We've got this whole lunar cycle of your fifth house of self-expression, of fun, joy, creativity, anything that puts a smile on your face. Can be creative, can be children, for those of you who have children in your life. It can be entrepreneurship, if you're starting a new business. Anything relating to our creations or the things that put a smile on our face are what the fifth house is about. So here, the new beginnings are very energetic because that new moon was conjunct up to Mars, which means as the week unfolds, we enter into it in the crescent phase, and it goes into the gibbous phase, which is almost a full moon energy by the end of the week. Then we'll have a full moon next week. But more and more of this active energy available for fifth house related things to put energy into that part of your life. And that's still available. That's what the whole lunar cycle is about. I think you're thinking about that stuff perhaps quite a bit, or can be, really working at it, which is Mercury in that fifth house, and expressing yourself, in a very communicative way, which is Mercury naturally. So that's the overall theme. We also have a very nice trine still between Jupiter and Uranus, which is was going on all last week, and now goes exact on Monday of this week, creating more opportunities specifically around the relationship side of things for you. You've had Jupiter in your seventh, which has been creating opportunities for you to connect, to expand in the relationship sphere of your life in some way, either in your perspective or literally. And so here, very much activated now, and has been, just like it has been last week, but exact on Monday. And then as the week unfolds, Venus will get closer to Jupiter, further emphasizing that and further helping us enjoy these relationships and one-on-one connections, which you've perhaps had the opportunity to do over the past couple weeks with Venus entering into that seventh house. Now, Venus also does rule that fifth house of self-expression and creativity and fun and joy. So that is also very, there's lots of opportunities in that as the week unfolds as well, particularly next week on Monday when they go exact. But I still think throughout the week, feeling optimistic about your self-expression, fun, joy, etc. And also Venus does naturally rule that 10th house of yours, career, work, public related things, everything long term as well, opportunities there as the week unfolds. Now, Jupiter naturally rules your third house of communication, so I think you can be enjoying those communications while they've been freeing you up, because this whole Uranus energy is, especially since this eclipse of March, around March timeframe, there was this newfound sense of freedom in speech, or freedom in communications, or writing, or whatever it's been for you. So that freedom is now supporting you in the relationship side of things. And with Jupiter naturally ruling your third house, now being trined by Uranus, really emphasizes that. Okay, so I think especially on Monday, this newfound, whatever it is, liberation, and in regards to connections and relationships and communications, and also spirituality as well, which is Jupiter ruling your 12th house. Freedom there. That's going to continue to be emphasized this week. And like I said, you can enjoy these things quite a bit too with Venus here. So that's the overall theme, very much about the fifth house, very much about these third house of communications and learning and wanting to, think and use our practical mind, as well as, the relationships and self-expression. So those three areas are definitely highlighted. But there is a shift taking place this week. Actually, you probably noticed this shift last weekend when the sun went into your sixth house. So here, the sixth house is where we take this fun, joyful, creative stuff and get, serious about it, disciplined with it, practical. And that's the shift from the fifth to the sixth house. So now with the sun shifting in here, now Mars at the early part of this week, there's been this, since last weekend, this sort of focus now on the routine, the discipline, the developing the crafts. If it has been a creative thing or a business, for example, this is where things, you start to develop it, you get better at it, you start to work with it on a daily basis. So that's the focus for you, and then there's a lot of energy available for you in that area as well, which I highly recommend. Now, for the next month and a half, with these two planets now really activating that sixth, you're gonna have new beginnings here next month as well. So I would certainly be putting energy into the health, diet, self-improvement, craft, daily work environment, etc. And I think naturally you'll probably find that shift the early part of this week. Now, that shift, along with Mercury squaring up to Neptune, is taking place around Tuesday. So here, this is the third and final aspect between these two planets, since Mercury's been retrograde and then back over this position. So I think you've learned a little bit, I would say, at the very least, about self-expression, about fun, about what you're passionate about in life, what you value about life, because it's all in Taurus, but it's about what you value in life that gives you joy. And so that there is very important that this week, that there's this element of intuition about it. It's not, you've been learning it on a practical level, but this week it's very important you just trust and flow and let go with it, because the square from Neptune really emphasizes that, reminding us that there is this divine process, there is this faith that we have to trust that everything is in flow with that. So not trying to have it all figured out. I think this early part of the week will be very important. And then naturally that intuition will come in. And this is all about trusting and letting go with your values in general, and with the material side of things, such as finances, which has been Neptune transiting your second house, which now you've, since last week, started to reflect on with Neptune going retrograde. I think you're going to reflect on that stuff more now with Chiron going retrograde this week around Wednesday, which figuring it out, reworking, rethinking about values, finances, material things in life. And then through that, I think you'll find that very healing, as well as also very tranquil and relaxing. There's a spiritual liberation, spiritual freedom that can come from that as well. So most importantly, though, at this early part of the week, not having it all figured out, especially with the fifth and second house, and then naturally things will unfold how they are meant to. And that is how we want to work with it. Because if we try to figure it out, if Mercury's too analytical, especially with Neptune, it causes a lot of confusion. So here it's intuitive, it's within, it's trusting, and that is going to be the best support for you to continue to express yourself and everything else, and to have fun, which is, again, what this whole lunar cycle is about. So that's the week specifically. Now let's look at the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, the sun squares up to the North Node, reminding us that this whole life path this year for you is about expanding your horizons. It's about philosophy. It's about travel. It's about opening those horizons, whether it's mentally or physically, or spiritually. So putting energy into that, I think it's a good weekend for those things. Connecting to either friends abroad, or figuring stuff out about philosophy, or sharing information with others is also seen from the ninth house. That's what this whole year is about. That's where the flow is for you in terms of your overall life path. So over the weekend, constructively working towards that. But I think it's going to be a nice weekend anyways, because this conjunction from Jupiter and Venus in that seventh house, like I said, going exact on Monday of next week, is going to create, I think, a very enjoyable weekend for the relationships, for the one-on-one connections, for the tranquil activities of life, for the communications, for the self-expression, and for even work, because Venus does naturally rule your fifth house and your 10th house. Okay, so here, this is all about opportunities through work, opportunities to express yourself, to enjoy life, etc. So that'll be specifically highlighted over the weekend when these two planets are very close together. But all in all, it's a lot of different areas of life, and I think it's in the sphere of one-on-one connections. So enjoying those, to say the least. So Capricorn, I hope you guys have a nice week. If you're new to this form of astrology, do check out masteringthezodiac.com. Or if you'd like a personal session, I'm now offering birth chart readings at a discounted price. Do check those out. And if you have any questions, let me know. All right, Capricorn, take care.